I'm testing myself here to see how fast I can do this, setting up the screen. How fast can you go? How fast can you go? I don't know where it went. It all went away. One more. Come on. One more. Get up there. Thank you. You good? Cool. Hi. Hello. Afternoon. I went, did lunch, and I'm back. This is Periwinkle Palace Arts. You clicked on me, and I hope you like what I have to show and share, and blah, 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 whatever. I'm Princess Bon Bon, and we do art here. Today's art is a little different from the art you may have seen previously. We're doing nails. I'm not exactly great at this. I'm not a professional. These are not tutorials. This is something I have to do because I have severe psoriasis that affects my nails, and if I don't do it, they hurt, and it's a whole thing. I started on these this morning. We went ahead and pushed back my cuticles. Then at lunch, I went and scrubbed them. This is the scrub that I use. It's Tree Hut Pineapple Shea Sugar Scrub. And I get a big glob of it in my hand. And I start scrubbing before I wet my hands. And then at some point, I wet my hands and keep scrubbing, and it kind of starts to dissolve. So it gets less and less exfoliating, I guess, because it's sugar. And then I rinse it off. Well, no, I usually use a nail brush on my fingernails and my skin, and then I rinse it off. And I let them dry for a little bit, but we're gonna get them completely dry. My nails do this. I don't know if other people's do. So they look a nightmare, right? I don't know if you can see all that. I'm not good at this yet. They're pretty awful. And yes, the skin hurts and everything hurts. Okay. Let me let you know who's at the desk. We have Maya. He's fibromyalgia bunny. She's holding on to our friend King Prawn. And she's so sweet. And she always joins me at my desk. Always. She pretty much goes everywhere with me. Like everywhere. Hello, this is the octopus bunny. I don't know if I'm gonna give that a name. This is Bob, the bad desk bunny. He's soft and squishy. Go over there. This is the psoriasis bunny. I really need to memorize these things. So we've got, I think that's a blood spot. I'm not sure. But we've got definite, like, little blood spots everywhere. This represents, like, the irritation of the skin and the pustules and stuff. And then it really usually affects people who have it a lot in their hands and feet. And so there's some lace tightness right here. And I love her face. I don't know Like, I don't have all the details on how this was decided. The lace is to represent irritating clothing. I don't remember all of it. But this is Patches. And since I'm dealing with my psoriasis, Patches came to the desk. These are not the same bunnies as this morning. And I happen to love sunflowers. So this is a sunflower bunny. And she's got a little pocket right here. It's very soft. And a headband. It comes off, but I don't take it off. She has these, like, these are supposed to be the pattern of sunflower seeds, I think. And then another pocket made of sunflower seeds. Put something in there. And she has a bright expression and rosy cheeks. This is Belle Fleur. And she's here because of the design we're going to do. I have to make this exciting for myself, okay? I have this pretty gold and black and glittery set of nail wraps, and also these sunflower with purple background and also glittery. And these ones I think are made for wider nails, and I bought them for the wider nails, but I think they say you can also use them for pedicures, which I'm not sure that I could get that on my big toe. My big toes are just a thing. I've been working for several years on reshaping them, actually. There are, I just realized this, there are teeny tiny butterflies in this pattern. Anyway, I've never used this brand before. They're from Nail Fox, and I thought that these would look cute as a compare contrast on the fingers. So anyway, so sunflowers, Belle Fleur, we get it? Okay, let's move along. We've got a lot of boring cuticle care ahead of us. I have to pick which fingers I'm going to work with first. And I think I need to do that based on which ones need help the most. If you ever want to know what music I'm listening to, it's right there. Right. Oh, come on. Come on. I annoy myself. Reese, buddy. My dog is scratching, and I should have named that dog Thumper. What are you doing? You're just gonna ignore me? Alright then. That's my doggy. I have another doggy, and she's like shivering over there. Like, please talk to me, please. But if I even look at her, she will start getting zoomies all over the house. That's it. I looked at her 3 times. She's coming. What? I normally wouldn't do this because she gets dog hair everywhere, but oh well. This is Evie. Oh, you smell bad. I love you, but you smell. Look, already dog hair getting everywhere. This is my Evie dog. What? 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 I don't like to be licked by dogs. I love dogs a lot, but I don't like to be licked. So it's always like a game they play with me. They think it's a game. It's really not. Like, I will love on them. And I will let them kiss my cheek. My kiss? Right here. No? Like, no. Say hi, Evie. Ah! Ow! Ow. Get out of my clothing. What? lay down. What? Your couch. Get up on your couch. Like, I have a lint roller around here somewhere. Now, normally I wouldn't do that, but she was like, please, Mom. And she's a Chihuahua. I don't know if you know anything about Chihuahuas, but they vibrate. Like, all right. How dirty did I get my nails doing that? Got all my different little files, not all of them, some of them. I've put down this piece of gray felt. Felt is pretty good for catching the little bit of dust that I generate. I do have a dust collector for when I'm doing major filing, but like honestly, I don't have that much skin or nail to sacrifice. If I'm creating that much dust, we have a problem. And I mean, it's just dead skin. Whenever I do any filing of like acrylic or gel, if I'm using a nail drill, I try to either wear a mask, sort of, or cover my face, whatever, or I put the electric little dust collector underneath me that I have. All right, let's pick a finger. This one looks pretty bad. I'm not sure if I can get a nail form under that. But that also means it's the one that I really need to try the most on. Probably that one and this one. This one's starting to split backwards. And it's into the quick, so I can't really fix it. And I think this one. So I guess this might be interesting to someone that I'm sitting here basically showing you terrible, terrible fingernails and like promising they're gonna look better. They're gonna look better. They're gonna be healthier. I promise. I know they probably make some people want to cry. They make me want to cry. And if I could put my husband's nails up here next to mine, that would also make you want to cry because he's got the prettiest nails. All right, if you don't have your coffee, get some coffee. That is chocolate cherry coffee. Delicious. I don't know why we're having such a problem with it lately. I'm laughing at my child, my youngest. So yeah, what were we doing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, put the felt down here. It will catch flyaway dusting. For the rest of it, when I'm not filing, I have forgotten and just remembered that I had bought this from Maniology with some points that I had. I have a lot more points, man. I need to do something with that. It's the Lotus Mat. And I think after I get the finger filed, when we start doing the actual art, which maybe, okay, I might do each nail. Yeah, I'm going to do each overlay, and then we're going to come back and do the nail art. I have no idea how long this is going to take. I'm warning you before you even get into this with me. I don't know how long this is going to take. It depends on how well I do and how tired I get and how much I can entertain myself in the process. All right. I'm going to start with this file. This file is a pretty good gauge for me to judge the strength of my nail. Sometimes they're paper thin, and other times they're kind of thick. Alright, we're going to time lapse as well. I'm going to use this file on the 240 side. That's a higher number, but a finer grit. And we're going to start on the thumb. I'm just going to go right over the top because psoriasis causes a lot of... Psoriasis covers a subjective amount of ridges and bumps in the nail plate itself. So you have two options. You can either fill them in or buff them down, but you have to be really gentle. And depending on how thick your nail is, you may not be able to buff it all the way down. So you may, like me, have to use like both methods. So I finally file, and then I'll come back while I'm doing the overlays, and I use the overlay gel to fill it in. It probably looks like I'm going pretty hard, but I'm not. But also, I still have a little bit of gel on the actual nail, so that gets buffed off as well. I'm holding the file really far back right now so that I don't put a lot of pressure. So like if I were doing that and you could see it, that would be a lot of pressure. And I tend to do that if I get like close up here. So I come down here. I am very, very aware that I do not hold files properly. I do not hold most things properly. There's reasons for that. One, most of the things I was ever taught how to do, I was taught by a right-handed person. My brain does not process direction very well. So I ended up having to do things really weird in order to learn how to do something for a left-handed person. And I can do a lot of things actually right-handed, but the other thing is that my hands don't hold things very well. I have to adapt the way I hold things to my level of mobility and function. I absolutely love this little brush. It's also from Maniology. Alright, so there's still some dips in here. I have to remember to keep my hands further out so you can actually see what I'm doing. There's a little dip right there. I may end up having to bring that camera lower down for nails, but we'll just find out, won't we? It's really hard for me to see what you can see and do what I'm trying to do. I'm sure any person out there who's ever tried to do nail art on a camera can understand. I also don't file in the correct directions. But I file kind of the way someone would do detailed woodwork. The way I use a nail file, a hand file, is pretty much the same way I would use sandpaper on a piece of wood that I'm being very delicate with. And that's the same way that I would work on sharpening a pencil with a piece of sandpaper. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not the same thing. There's different considerations because there are different textures and different materials and different hazards, I guess. But the techniques kind of apply. Like, don't go against the grain, obviously. I'm going against the grain because I'm actually only filing down gel right now. I haven't really hit my nail yet. But I am being very, very light-handed. And one way to achieve that is just to move your hand backwards on what you're using. And it kind of applies for any tool, including toothbrushes and like all that stuff. I just put a lot of pressure on whatever I'm working with. And I use this very fine file to kind of start cleaning up all the extra skin on my hand. Very softly. Yes, I'm filing my skin. Which seems crazy, but let me tell you something. Filing your skin smooth is actually a lot better for it than picking it or peeling it. And sometimes it comes out better than when I'm clipping it all the time with my nail tweezers. All right. I love this brush because it's very, very soft, but it's also the fibers are super densely packed. I love it. I have other nail brushes, but ever since this one came in, I've been using it. I have a psoriasis scab right there. So at some point in this process, that's probably gonna, it might bleed. So I'm sorry if you're sensitive to that kind of thing. All right, let me tell you about the things we're about to be using today. I've got this ASP Prep and Clean dehydrant. It does what it says, preps and cleans. I've got this X Factor or X Formula X brightening treatment. It does what it says. I've got IBD Power Bond Gel Bonder. I use this instead of primer. I personally cannot use either acid-free or non-acid-free primers on my nails. Anything that will eat my nails at all or etch my nails at all will make them peel. Okay, next. I don't use a base coat. This is important for me. I don't use a base coat between the IBD Power Bond and the IBD Builder Gel. I've seen different thoughts on that. What I find is that because I'm using Power Bond and not a primer, I get better adhesion, for me, between the IBD Power Bond and the IBD Building Gel. So I found that when I put the base coat in between, it would sort of split into layers after about 2 weeks. So I stopped doing that as an experiment to see if it helped, and it does. My nails are tragic right now, but they were really looking kind of cute. If I don't take care of my overlays, then I end up having to either file them all completely off, or I will have to, or they pop off. They start coming off, and it's really not great. And I went that far this time. I let them start peeling off, sort of. Anyway, so I did not do a base coat between the Power Bond and my building gel. I love IBD Builder Gel. Love it. I don't know why. It's just my favorite. I've tried a lot. And on top of that, once I've got my nail created, we'll be using this top coat. It's from McCart, and I really like their top coat. This is also where their file, that's one of their files. And I have bought those in bulk. I want to state up front, I guess, disclaimer, I do not have any sponsors. I do not have any affiliate links. I don't have an Amazon list or whatever. I'm not earning commissions from anywhere, and I don't want to. I'm not doing sponsorships. I don't want to be monetized. That's not for me. And yes, I've tried things like this before. I just don't want to. That's not what this place is about. This place is about doing art and having fun. Alright, so I'm also going to be using at least my Melody Susie nail drill. So lightweight and skinny, and I love it. And I have this cuticle bit on there. I would say that for me, this is like a advanced. It's an advanced technique drill bit. I wouldn't start off using that for sure. I started off using cuticle ball bits. I feel like I've graduated a little bit because I can use this now. So basically going to use this to get in here and get all this muck out. And again, you have to do it with a really delicate hand. I'm not great at that, but that's what we're doing. First though, let's get this 91% alcohol. That's what I use. And get my nails clean. I'm also, what did we say? I'm gonna do this nail and which one? Oh, all on this again first? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so we're gonna do thumb, this finger, and this finger. So, these. Yep. I'm only going over the top of the nail right now. Oh, you can see the ridges really well there. They're not that deep. That's just a good place to see them. Some of that's probably gel too. So I don't always do things in what would be the normal order when it comes to my nails. I work with what I've got. And I mean, that looks really not great, right? Trust me, it doesn't look worse on the camera than in real life. It looks worse in real life than on the camera. Coffee! Honestly, my nails are so thin. I'm not sure if I'll be doing anything but cuticle work on them with the electric because I don't know. They feel kind of thin. What's next? Remember. Yeah. But that was 91% rubbing alcohol. Alright, so I want to point out that not only do I use a very light hand, I keep this no higher than 0.4, which is like 4,000 RPMs. But usually I run this on 0.1. Whenever my hand slips like that with the electric file, I mean, that can be dangerous. So if it starts to slip, I always try to go away from myself so that I don't stab myself. Because I have stabbed myself before with many of my tools. But heck, I can stab myself with a regular fork. Thankfully, I've never actually terribly injured myself. Okay, that's not true. I've had to get stitches. Yeah, at least once, right? There absolutely is a forward and reverse that you can go in. Oh, this is starting to die already. Wow, Chris, why didn't you charge it? I thought it was charged. I'd like to point out that I'm not filing my nail. I am very gently removing cuticle and dead skin from my nail. Around my nail, I'm sorry. Because the nail itself is not the problem. It's the skin around it. The skin around it grows super fast and super thick, and it builds up really fast. So you have to remove it. Otherwise, it creates what's called plaques and scales. They are kind of under here. I mean, that's not the quick of my nail bed. That's dead skin that is formed into plaques. Do you see how it broke? Like, it literally broke. Skin doesn't break like that. It's dead skin. But it grows in like thin sheets on top of each other. So it has to be cleaned out, especially from underneath my nail, because that's what actually pushes up. It pushes the nail bed up and makes lumps and bumps and ridges, and it makes the nail actually crumble. And my way of knowing if the area is clean of cuticle is by spraying it with the rubbing alcohol. It helps to dry everything back out, and whatever's dead skin or plaques, it's pretty much is white, I think. Like, if you look right here, what comes off is white. At no point am I actually pushing, and I don't stop in any place either. I try to go fairly fast, but keeping it on a very, very low RPM allows me to be more careful and to be more precise. And to not build up as much heat, which can like burn you. But see, this white stuff, it's all gotta go. There comes a point where I'm like, okay, it's clean enough. But at this point, it's been so long since I've done this. And by long, I mean more than 2 or 3 weeks. So it's gonna take me a little bit to get to a point where I'm like, okay, that's clean enough. Okie dokie. I'm gonna put this on the charger real quick. It doesn't take terribly long to charge. I'm gonna set it over here. Here, Bob the Bad Desk Buddy will hold it. Because now what I need to do is brush it off. I'm gonna spray it with rubbing alcohol again, because if I cut myself right now with these nippers, I don't want to give myself any kind of infection. The nippers are clean, but my fingers may not be after using a nail bit. And this is gonna kind of show every little spot. I really desperately need to get a new pair of cuticle nippers that's small, like this. A lot of people say, oh my god, you can't cut your cuticles. I never did either until the psoriasis started to get bad. And now I basically have to. I'm not always great at it. But I am very careful. A good, like, most of how I know is how I know not to clip is if I can feel it. If you can feel it at all, don't cut. But it makes it hard to do other people's because I can't feel it. So I really try to not cut any cuticles except for my own. Oh no. My headset just gave me the I'm dying. I need the battery. I need the battery. I need to be charged. That's what my headset said. I need to be charged. I'm trying to be like super perfect careful this time. Why? Because I'm streaming. The very first time I do a single nail, I don't want it to be like, ah! Okay, I need to go to the ER. I don't want that to happen. We good. Alright, so yeah, I have to use a variety of different tools for my nails, my skin. This is not one that I'm the most confident with, and like cut too close a good bit. So I'm going to use my fingers to hold the skin back so I can get to it. To be clear, I never cut the skin on purpose. What I'm cutting off has no feeling in it. Alright. It doesn't look so terrible now. I'm grabbing this silicone tool to kind of like ensure there's no dust in there. That's pretty close to the quick. I'm not sure I'll be able to get a nail form under there. We'll have to see. I love this little buddy nail file. It's a pretty thin nail file, which makes it good for when I have to do this. This is me finding out where the actual tip of my nail is, shaping that, and trying to see if there's enough edge for me to put a form on. go down the skin. Puppy. All right, I'm going to reach off screen for just a second. I'm looking for something. I don't know where the other bit I was going to use is, but what I can do, pull that out. Yeah, I know that's not how you normally pull a nail bit out of a nail drill. This particular nail drill, though, is. There's no turny thing. And then I was, like, concerned when I first got it. Didn't know if that would hold. It holds. This one we're going to turn. Let me make sure it's charged. Turn it back off. Alright. Put this drill bit in here. I can't use this nail file in my hand for long because it vibrates a lot more. But, well, my Lady Susie one is charging. I can deal with this. It's a little bit heavier in my hand and it vibrates more. So, and I think it's on the wrong direction for this hand. I usually keep this one at 0.4 or 0.4, which is 4,000 RPMs. There we go. Did it go in the other direction? All right. So that looks decent. All right. I'm gonna cut these little pieces off. Again, I'm pulling the skin back, not severely so, just that I can reach at it. Here we go. Like, oh, not right there. I'm not digging in here, I'm just getting it kind of close. Okay. Alright. I can't really clip much more there right now. There's a little more I can clean up with the file. Ouch. Oh. Oh, wait. Okay. Let me grab the cuticle nippers and we're gonna go one more time and try to get the little tiny pieces out because I try to get it as clean as possible. I did run into a couple of little spots in here, so there will be a tiny bit of blood. I apologize for that. I wish I knew where one of my styptic pencils was. Oh! Don't do that. So yeah, I've got some bulbage right there and right there. And I got this little bit of blood over here. This is gonna burn. It's fine though. It's about what I can do on that one right now. Whenever I run into an actual um, pustule or a uh, under the skin scab, it almost always catches on the spot and snags. So that's what happens. So I just keep it as disinfected as I can and keep going. It's gonna bleed whether I get it with the nail drill or file now, or if it stays there for a week. It's eventually gonna bleed. It doesn't matter. I can go across my skin a little bit with this file. Okay. I might have to wait until tomorrow to do any gel on this one. I don't like to put gel on them while they're still bleeding most of the time. I bet that looked bad. Whew, that made my hand numb. I do get quiet when I'm doing this because it takes a little bit of concentration, just to be honest. Sometimes I go back and forth between various filing and, um, trimming methods and such, in one go, because I need to use one method to deal with one thing, and then I use the other tool to continue what I'm doing, and then I might come up again and need to say use the nippers again. It's a matter of layers, not layers, like a parfait or an onion. Whew. Got to be really, really gentle with those, with all of it, honestly. My gosh, it is not lightning and thundered every day on like a daily basis like this for a while. I don't know what's going on. It's as if it doesn't want me to be on streaming this afternoon, or in the afternoons, I guess. Alright. That's kind of the best I can get right now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait on this one. Honestly, looking at them, I don't even think I can get a nail form under any of those. Let's find out. There's like literally no nail for me to put this under. That's the closest I got to anywhere. That's gonna make this very difficult. They're really all gonna be like this. I really let them get messed up. I did. It's alright. I got this. This is what happens when I don't do what I'm supposed to do on a regular basis. Go ahead and do these two and see where we're at. File to the beat of the music. I gotta do something. This is so boring. Boring but necessary. I deserve cake. I can't have cake. I cannot have no cake. My blood sugar will rocket. Can't do it. At least not yet. I'm hoping that I can get my levels back to where I can have a little bit of cake every now and again. I love me some cake and pie. Carbs. I love carbs. Okay. I'm getting the rest of the gel off of these two nails. I get icked out by having any kind of dust on me, so I have to dust myself off if there's any dust on me. I have to. Okay. Oh, to be honest, that's probably going to jack my blood sugar too. We're still experimenting to get the right amount of medication down. But I haven't had an energy drink in so long, months probably. So we'll see what happens. I wear a sensor, Freestyle Libra continuous blood glucose monitoring sensor. So that's why I log all my food and drinks, all my medicines in this app called Net Diary. And it also imports my heart rate, my blood glucose. My sensor checks my glucose every single minute. My old one, I think, did every 5 minutes. You leaving, baby? Hey, are you leaving? You leaving?
Not yet. Just
more often than not, I would rather turn my finger and my hand and the drill to get what I need to get to than use the forward and reverse button. It's just kind of easier for me. I've learned how to move my hands and tools around in such a way, because I'm left-handed, that just makes it work for me, while using right-handed people tools. I know that sounds like some kind of discriminatory statement. It's not. It's just a fact that for many, many years, almost everything was made for right-handed people. As far as like how you hold something, what direction something spins, things like that. I've got a psoriasis bump right in here. Don't need anybody else. I love myself. Myself, I don't need anybody else. Ooh, that one hurts. Oh. Mandatory hugs. Okay, love you.
Ow.
What's that?
Don't bully me. I was listening to System of a Down. You can't bully me. I was listening to a system.
Well, I can't hear you.
I was listening to System of a Down. Therefore, I'm too cool for you to bully me.
Okay. What time is it? You make sure he has his meds.
That's what I'm doing.
How did I know?
That's yours.
What?
Where is his Wellbutrin?
I don't know, but I'm live, so let's not talk about people's meds. I think he's taking something different now. Um,
Well, this is it, so I'm bringing it to him with his scissors.
okay. You see that pustule right there? I don't know if you can see it. Ow! I poked myself. My hands are getting tired. Ow! Okay. It's pretty bad. No! Please find his Abilify.
I already left. Love his family very much, but I'd also like it to be known I am not my brother's keeper.
Damien. I'm on live. And I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay.
So you'll have to come around. Oh my god. Never mind. They really upset me when they do that.
Never mind to
Whatever.
the Abilify.
I can't hear you.
Never mind to finding the Abilify.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Okay. I got one more finger to do here. And then I think what's going to happen is we're going to let my fingers rest for the night. And I'll come back and we'll do our gel tomorrow. They do hurt. They don't hurt because of what I'm doing. This is actually going to make them heal better. But they hurt because I let it get pretty bad. And so this flare just went crazy because I didn't do anything about it.
something about that?
I can't see that from here. No, that's a
No.
finger cut.
Why?
That's a cut, Damien.
That's because I do this as a tick.
If I could find a cure, I'll shoot with my love. No matter what you do, I'll shoot with my love. And if you say okay. Screaming out, scream it out. Scream it out. Scream it out. Okay, last one. And then we're gonna shut down the stream for the day. So I know it says nail prep and gel overlays on the live, but I guess I'm not gonna get to the gel overlays. Sorry. That's basically how my life goes. Oops. Ow. You ran into another one. There's one right there. That's the best we're gonna get there. Alright. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do here. What I'm gonna do is protect, heal, and nourish the skin the best I can. And it'll look a little better in the morning, I promise. You know how sometimes you have to like deal with a pimple by medicating it and everything and then go to bed with it and the next morning it'll be a little bit better? It's kind of how my skin is. Alright, that's the best we're gonna get on this today. because honestly, that took a lot longer than I thought it would, and it's not even that great. I have to allow for a lot of imperfection when I'm doing this. So let me clean them. Okay. We got that, and then I'm going to apply this. When I get to my room, I'm going to put some antibiotic cream on it. I use that stuff like cuticle cream sometimes. It's triple antibiotic cream. But first, this is one of my favorite cuticle oils. I just lop it on there. There's tons of it everywhere. I promise you it's not doing anything except making it wet so you can't see all the scraggliness, but it's really good for the nails and the skin. It helps a lot. So I've got some spots here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. None on the thumb. Yay. Alright, so I'm gonna moisturize these sides. I'm tired of messing with my nails. I'm gonna go, and y'all can come back tomorrow and we'll go ahead and put the overlays on. Should be good to do that tomorrow. And I may or may not do this other hand off screen. Sometimes I do sit in my bed and file my nails. Doesn't everybody? But it depends on how I'm feeling. The weather's been messing with me quite a bit this week, so thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you come back. This is Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun with all of my bun buns, and we do art stuff here, so that's what we did. But today we did cuticle cleanup so that we can apply overlays. And I told you guys at the top that I didn't know how long it was going to take. I'm quite slow at doing this, so. All right. Bye!